Welcome to the Plastic Plesiosaur podcast.
We are your hosts, Trey the Explainer,
and me, Miles Greb.
A podcast about the natural world,
things that people claim are part of the natural world,
and things that used to be.
Trey, we're back. It's the first episode since the new Patterson-Gimlin film bombshell has dropped on cryptozoology.
Since the world has changed, we're in a post Patterson-Gimlin world.
Right? I can feel it in the water.
The world has changed.
Yeah, so ironically, our last episode, which did really well, thanks everybody for all the kind words about it. We broke down the Yeti, which is basically what Bigfoot is anyway, in my estimation. You know, Bigfoot is an attempt to make a North American Yeti. Well, the biggest source for Bigfoot, the most pronounced, respected piece of cryptozoological media there is, I think probably the most watched video produced by North America. That's not like a movie, like, you know, not Star Wars, but like just a film, like a little film reel. Like,
would you say that it has the Zapruder film beat?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I look, the iconography of that, Patty's like walk, her gaunt is everywhere. It's symbolic. You know, sports teams are named after it. Restaurants are named after it. Drinks. It is a part of our culture. It is an ever enduring thing, and most of the belief has continued on because of this one video, which now appears to have been well demonstrated beyond a reasonable doubt to have been a hoax by the upcoming Bigfoot video that was released in South by Southwest. I have not seen the new footage, but
few
Trey,
people have.
Yeah, few people have.
Like there's like so far we only have just reports of people who were at the con or at the film festival and have said, like, and some of them were Bigfoot believers who really found it compelling.
Yeah.
To the point, like apparently the late Jeff Meldrum's apparently in the documentary, and he is apparently swayed by the new evidence. So it's very, very intriguing. Yes.
You can say what you're gonna say.
Oh, I was gonna say that, like, yeah, the documentary has not found a distributor yet. I emailed the director, and he is interested to come on the show and talk to us. He said at a closer date to the release.
Sure.
But the thing is that release is not known yet, so we will see. I will check back with him after we record this episode when if he has any clearer date, because this is very exciting.
Very exciting. It's just interesting. You know, it's a piece of American history, this whole thing, right? These guys, in my perspective, faked out the whole nation and created a massive myth, you know?
Yeah.
And so everything that goes into that, it's like it's like the greatest prank of, you know, our culture, pretty much. Like, and these guys pulled it off. So there is the opinion out there that people are upset that this is not widely viewable at the moment, and that the footage is not just, you know, there for you to watch. I also am frustrated I cannot see it, but I understand the man put money into acquiring the stuff, making a movie. You know, things cost money. Like, he's trying to get money back out of his investment. I can understand that. I do hope that we could get a screening of it to be able to speak about it with more authority on our show, though. So we're looking into that.
Me too, because yeah, and in fact, it's only been screened at one film festival is kind of crazy. Like, at least do a couple, right? Like one or two.
Why is there one not up here, man? I'm in Seattle.
Right.
Come on.
Like, it's in where is this South by Southwest? Austin. I only been screened in Austin.
We got Sif up here, dude. I should get an invitation, by the way. Come on.
And for people at home, the documentary is called Capturing Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And the director is Mark Evans. And as far as we know, as far as we've heard, it is some very, very compelling stuff. It blows the lid off of Patterson-Gimlin film, and Bigfoot believers who also have not been able to watch the film are like tearing their hair out about it. Right, Miles? It's been a bombshell, and I don't think anybody expected that this was going to happen. I think most people just assumed that it would remain a mystery for the rest of time.
So I spoke to Doug Hijack, producer of MonsterQuest, about it, and he poo-pooed it basically and said it's all bullshit.
Has he seen it?
No.
Oh, okay.
But he was very cynical in its ability to, explain anything, and said that the suit could not be faked. That's
Oh,
yeah. If I were him, I would have a more wait and see approach to this information. Like, look,
yeah.
I'm obviously of the opinion that it is approaching zero, that there's any chance that there is some unknown large, hominid ape type creature in the Americas that's undiscovered. Um, I don't think that there was one previously. I don't think there's one now. Um, it's not zero, but it's approaching zero. So obviously, it doesn't move the needle that far in terms of anything for me. But what it proves that this video is faked, yeah, which has been my hypothesis for quite a while. I mean, we talked about it in detail when we did our Killing Bigfoot episode about, I'm pretty sure these guys are making a TV show. They had a plan. They faked this. It was all set up. You know, the exact events seem pretty much like what I predicted. I'm not the only one, but we'll see, right? We'll see. Like, one thing too, like, people always say that the suit couldn't be faked, oh, you couldn't reproduce it and everything. I always tell them that, like, try to reproduce a scene from Star Wars 1977, right? like
Mm.
like you cannot do it. Like, film technology doesn't work that way, settings don't work that way. You can't just recapture something. It doesn't work that way. So yeah, when you see this film, if it's on the same film tech, if it has that weird frame rate and that grain and everything, and you see a man in a suit, I think it'll kill the myth and
Yeah.
put an arrow of science right through its ghostly heart.
It certainly sounds like it from the reports that we've heard back, and keep in mind, like one of the reporters is a Bigfoot believer. This is Bigfoot Road or something like that.
You know,
Like he operates like a Bigfoot YouTube channel, and he apparently like was like that's it's the suit. Like when he was like talking about coming home from the festival after the screening, he like was like, yeah, it is the Patty suit. Like it
yeah,
literally just is it. And I was like, whoa, must be really compelling if that's the case. So yeah,
and
but again, you're right. We have to wait and see because like we're hearing stuff secondhand, and like that's the thing is the documentary is not just the new film evidence; it's talking to Roger Patterson's son and wife, who apparently are giving inside details that they've kind of kept secret for a while. So um, very curious, very curious. There's a lot to go in here with this documentary. It'll definitely shake up the community, which it's already doing. So be divisive.
yeah, and in some positive science news, um, humans have made it further away from Earth than they ever
Oh
have
yes.
before. Of course, we're talking about the Artemis III, which is a series of missions by NASA to reposition ourselves to the moon and possibly build a moon base. Um, I'm very excited about Artemis altogether. I have long said that I understand the desire to go to Mars, but we need to actually establish the moon properly before we would do so. Uh,
Mm.
I'm definitely a believer in space exploration. I understand that for a lot of practical reasons, sending probes and robotics are superior to manned missions, but that's not how we evolved, and that's not how we think, and that's not how we inspire each other. Um, we do it by doing it. It means something to have humans do it. The experience that they can share and they can articulate can't just be copied by the raw data of machinery. Um, and it's why go back to the moon. There's a lot to learn. When we were there last time, we had 60s technology. It was rough going there. We could only bring so much stuff. Our ability to perceive things or understanding is not what it is now, and we will learn a vast amount of things that may seem simple, but uh, they will really matter going forward. So excited about it.
Oh, I'm excited. The thing you're totally right that having like a manned mission has changed things. Like you see way more. Like I was way more excited about a manned mission as opposed to probes. Like they do probes so much, and this has captured everybody's imagination and excitement. And there's something very powerful about literal human beings, like living, breathing humans like me and you going out there, and taking the risk, and physically being there as opposed to monitoring from afar with the probe. Like there's something very special that excites us in a way that the probes don't. So it's been a really amazing time. I tweet about it. It's an amazing time. It's a very exciting time to look up in the sky and be like, wow, there's people all the way out by the moon right now. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, and just to be honest, like politically, there's a lot of reasons to be very ashamed of the country that I lived in. I live in the. I don't trust their government or what we're doing in many different ways. But one thing I feel like you can be patriotic about or proud about is, our space program has been excellent for a long time, and it's good to see the investment in that and us lead in that. And these are our achievements for all mankind, absolutely, as well. But like, it is America that has made it to the moon and is going back to the moon, and it's something good we can do with all this money that we have instead of all the bad that we're doing. So I
Mm.
guess that's something positive to focus on with all this you know very I don't know the right word to get into everything that we're fucking doing, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's a bright light in the kind of dark, depressing times we're kind of living through. It's very, very inspiring. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to have my friend Holly, who's actually working on the Artemis mission, on a future episode very soon. We're going to have her on today, but on account of Artemis needing her, she wasn't available, so we're recording it out here. But we'll have her on soon. But yeah, it's exciting. That thing's going Mach 32 out there. Like up
Wow.
around the moon. It's pretty crazy. Like there's only 4 people on board, 3 Americans and 1 Canadian. You know, it's interesting seeing up there. It's a lot different looking than the Apollo missions. That the cabinet, like just seeing them. Uh, they're only on a 10-day mission, so that they loop around the world, do the gravity assist. Go on the dark side of the moon, get a bunch of new photography, and come back. So 10-day mission's pretty good, right?
That
Um,
it's cool.
yeah, and Artemis 4, which is supposed to be 2028. That's a boots on the ground mission.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Did you
I
know?
was watching a space documentary right now, and that apparently like there's another NASA mission that's going to fly by Europa in the ice
Yeah,
moons,
yeah.
which is 2030, I think.
Well, yeah, we'll see. Gotta get Artemis stuff going first.
Juicy. Sorry. Jupiter Ice Moons Explorer. What is this? Okay, this is European Space Agency. There's another NASA one that is also in the works too.
Did you know when the moon landing stuff first started, Russia the USSR crash landed a probe first on the moon. Um,
Oh,
like, no, we weren't sure, either NASA or the USSR, like what the surface would be like. Some people feared it would be just like an infinite pit of dust, like
oh my
like
god.
almost like a like dust quicksand, almost like they just sink into like powder, like you're dropping into a giant bag of fucking flour. That's what some people, they were worried about that. So yeah, it's kind of
That's the
funny.
thing with this stuff. It's just like the first time. Like like sometimes like scientists speak with such confidence a lot of times, and other times it's like, well, we don't know. This is the first time.
Oh
We're not sure.
yeah, like with Oppenheimer, right? They're like, oh, like what happens?
This is
Like
gonna
there's like
ignite the atmosphere.
they're like, we're 98% sure it will not ignite the atmosphere. Like what? Yeah, like 98% sure.
Who
It's
knows? It might.
it's probably not going to burn us all in an infinite fiery holocaust. Like probably not. They're like, oh, all right, that's good, man. That's good.
I love that with science. It's like we don't know. We're pretty certain that it's not, but we don't know. Um, it's fascinating.
Yeah, man.
I love when science is like that.
But I have a I've been researching a big story about space stuff I want to cover about some certain space history stuff I want to talk about in the podcast. But I'm going to wait on this story till when Holly's on, so we'll get more into that later. But my boy
Yeah.
Trey has some stuff he wants to
I
share.
have some stuff. I have 2 stories today. I had a third story, but I was like the 2 other
Two
ones were
wars?
2 wars.
Ben the soldier is here with us, folks, and I want to talk to him because Ben, it's my understanding that there is a war going on right now. Am I right in this?
Well, actually, there are two wars right now.
Two war. We're in the midst of two wars all at once. Now, the United States of America is engaged in both of these wars.
So we're fighting two wars.
Well, America is involved in these wars.
Let me get this straight. That's it. It's always sunny. So I had three stories, but I think I'm shorting it down to two.
Okay, yeah. Let's do two. Let's do two.
The third story wasn't that interesting. I was like, I was really reaching for it. So okay, story number one. Story wonder one. A friend told me this. We were getting dinner, and he told me.
A friend told me.
A friend told me we were getting dinner, and they told me that that Atlantis is in Louisiana. They saw a news story.
Oh.
That Atlantis is in Louisiana. so
does this mean Plato knew about the New World?
I get that the Atlanteans were Cajun. That
That's
it's like
disgusting. I don't even want to find it anymore. Who cares now? I always thought they were going to be like sexy blue ladies, and like, but if it's just Cajun people, it's fine. Then we can go find them right now. Yeah.
I love Atlantis. The gods must be mocked, right? That's like Atlantis mocked the gods. That's why they, yes, okay. And he was like, yeah, like we were talking about. Okay, I was talking about a video, like talking about the Mississippian culture, like the mound builders, in North America. And he was like, well, did you know that they discovered an underwater mound off the coast of Louisiana? And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I did not know that. But it's not beyond like the realms of possibility. Like I know Florida, they have Mound Key and stuff. That's like a man-made mound.
Coastlines change, right?
So. Coastlines change. There's flooding, but then they said that it's a 12,000-year-old mound, and I was like,
does this person know who they were talking to?
I was like, because whenever this happens, I try to be nice about it. I'm like, I did not know that. I think that I was like the Mississippian culture was more like 1300s, like the 1100, 1300 AD. It's not 12,000 like 12,000 years ago. There weren't any real mounds or any mega projects or anything. So that's something I was like, are you adding an extra zero there, or you misread something? And he was very confident that it was 12,000 years ago, and I was like, okay. And sure enough, I looked it up, and he was at least quoting the article correctly. And sure enough, here's the article. The article is titled 12,000-year-old pyramid ruins uncovered off Louisiana coast could be evidence of a lost city. Mm-hmm. And I was like, and of course, Miles, if you look at our notes here, I have a picture of what the article posted as the placeholder image.
Okay, hold on. In our Google Doc?
In our Google Doc here.
All right, let me go. I'm scrolling up. Okay, yeah, that's it. That's what it looked like. It looks like Greece.
It looks like ancient Greece. They got the ruins. They got like the facades of like the Temple of Ephesus, I think.
I like how this is like 80 feet underwater.
And it's beautiful. Like it looks like something out of SpongeBob.
Nice little fish.
This is painful for me to look at because I can see that these are many different architectural styles.
Yeah, because the house on the right is not Greek.
Yes, that looks very.
It's like,
it looks Byzantine. It looks like,
or something. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Like it looks like middle age, like Renaissance period. You got like kind of a Roman style building, then you have like Greek.
Yeah, it's like 800 years later.
Right, like they just kind of somebody just like has pasted these random buildings, but like to the untrained eye, somebody's gonna be like, oh, that's ancient. But yes, okay, Atlantis is off the coast of Louisiana apparently, and I was like, I have not heard this.
Am I gonna have to play the Lost City of Atlanta clip again?
I was like, I was thinking about this with you, Miles. Like the Atlanteans are Atlantans, so like like they're Georgians. They're drinking Coca-Cola.
Futurama is right every time, man.
The Coca-Cola like mutated them, right? It like accelerated their evolution. I love Futurama is really funny, and
it's a good one.
So I was like, okay, what's the story here? Like, is there actually a basis to this or not? Like, what's going on here? Why is there 12,000-year-old pyramid ruins off the coast of Louisiana? Because like, I was like, I've never heard this. Like the dating's really off to me. Like I would believe maybe a mound off the coast of Louisiana, but it probably wouldn't date to this time because this is before like like this is before
Yeah.
This is before Göbekli Tepe. Like Göbekli Tepe is like the oldest kind of mega project that we know of.
Has Graham Hancock retweeted this story yet?
I was going to bring this up. Like, it sounds like something Graham Hancock, and I don't know if Graham Hancock even believes in this. Like, I think Graham Hancock is like, this guy's. I don't believe this. We'll see.
Is there money in it? Because if so, I'm sure he does.
Because I'm sure he would get along with this guy. So, okay, the story originates. I checked up on it. The story originates with a retired architect named George Gallet, who is an retired architect living in Louisiana with his wife, and he has claimed for 50 years that he has been capturing sonar images of structures off the coast of Chandeleur Islands, a barrier island in the Gulf of Mexico, east of New Orleans, 50 years east of New Orleans. And he claims that there is here. I'm trying to pull up his you get to see his little documents and they don't really focus on it because it looks crazy, but oh man, yeah, here we go, Miles. I'm gonna post this in the Google Doc right next to the picture. I don't know if you see this. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, I'm looking at stuff in his little diagrams because in the documentary, there was a clip of like an interview of him showing off his diagrams and stuff.
Can I read what's in the middle there?
Yes, definitely read what's in the middle. Yeah.
Built at same time as Atlantean Pyramid of Giza. God damn it.
And it's like look at this, Miles. It says today's water level 20 feet, and then it's like, what does he claim? It's like 80 feet buried beneath even that. Like, so this guy, this architect who has a boat, he basically is like taking a sonar thing and has convinced it in himself that there is a lost city with a 250-foot pyramid jutting from the ocean floor, but the pyramid is buried beneath like the entire 250-foot tall pyramid is buried beneath sediment. So it's located 30 feet below the water surface and buried underneath an additional 100 feet of sediment. So like, I don't know how he's getting these sonar readings, but here's also, and he has apparently recovered pieces of the pyramid. He claims that there are blocks of granite. He dove or something. He got granite blocks that he claims are rain gutters from the city.
Rain gutters.
Rain gutters. Yeah. They're pieces of they look like stone. They look almost like concrete. And he says that these pieces form a former civilization which he has dubbed Crescentis, which dates to 11,700 years to the end of the last ice age, when rising seas inundated the coast. So he claims, okay, here, this is where it kind of gets a little funny here. He claims that the pyramid emits a powerful electromagnetic signature that affects passing boats.
Okay, that is a very falsifiable claim. That's great. Thanks for making
that. and to back this up, he has a local shrimper named Ricky Robin who ferried Gallet to the site numerous occasions, and he claims that his boat's gadgets started to shake strangely when he passed over the location. He says, "I thought right away it was pieces of the pyramid because it was right around where the compass spun." The Prawners claimed, "Everything will go out on your boat, all your electronics, like you were in the Bermuda Triangle." So,
I like this because it's really stupid. Also, how awesome is it to be like, the things that we're looking for that prove this ancient past are just like pyramids, because a pyramid's just like a natural mound shape. You can get yourself a mound looking shape anywhere. It's fun because you find anything vaguely mound like, and you're in for it, man. You got a whole little thing to post. Awesome.
It's really something. Like, okay, Mormons are apparently very fond of this story. There's a Mormon website that claims George Gallet discovered a granite city predating ancient Inca, Maya, Aztec, and there is a pyramid in the granite city he claims Crescentis. So Yes, and that there's like a tornado. If you look at the little diagram that you read, Miles, there's a tornado directly above the pyramid.
Why?
Because it's producing electromagnetic power that causes the water, that causes the boats to the electronics to go out on the boats, according to this prawer. So yes, so this is where the story comes. It basically is just this one former architect, retired architect, who claims that he can get like what does he claim? Like he has like these pings, these sonar images of a structure off the islands that's buried underwater underneath 100 feet of sediment. And he has these little pieces of granite that he claims is parts of the pyramid, parts of the city. But based on very, very little evidence, seemingly, it looks like a lot of this is made up by him.
Oh,
And
you don't believe this?
I don't believe this. I don't believe this because there's basically no evidence. Archaeologists who have examined the stones that he claims are part of the city,
Well, the
have
claims are rain gutters.
they
Lost
changed it.
civilization, rain gutters. Yeah.
They claims that the city had rain gutters, stone rain gutters. Archaeologists who have examined the stones, and people. This is not really a news story. Like this, like a website was just promoted it, and it kind of blew up. Who have examined the stones, archaeologists have examined stones, and have said that they're likely modern stones. They're not ancient, and they were probably used for either ballast on a ship and were thrown over, or are reef building material, like modern stuff from like the 40s or 50s that have been thrown into the water to help build a reef there, and it's not ancient. But of course, this guy disagrees with that. George Gallet disagrees with this, and that this is an Atlantean pyramid. Because you're right that he has the Graham Hancock narrative that there are like wizards, ancient wizards that dominate the whole world. Magicians that dominate the whole world. And then the ice age came to an end, and the water flooded it and hid all the evidence.
Yeah, he believes in massive harmonic telekinetic chanting,
and that this is magic too. Like he very clearly believes in some kind of like magic spiritual thing associated with pyramid.
Yeah, he just lies about it, but our Graham Hancock video, I dropped the receipts in there. He's full of shit.
This is full of shit. So let me see if this guy actually. I'm gonna do Graham Hancock. If Graham Hancock likes this guy or not. Oh, it doesn't look like they. Oh no, you're right. Graham Hancock's official website has Crescentis on it, a page about Crescentis. So yeah, he seemingly believes in it.
Yeah.
Look at this. Somebody posted and it's like, I asked Grok to provide his best argument in support of Galet's findings. Yes, let me ask Grok. So yeah, it seems like Graham Hancock might be favorable to this belief. It was interesting getting to the bottom of it because I got to see like people's outside opinion that they just read the article headline and they don't know who this guy is. They know that they don't realize that this is not an archaeologist. No archaeologist is really involved in this. And this guy's evidence, like George Gallet, his evidence is that he really doesn't have evidence, right? He just has like these like granite that he claims are rain gutters that actual scientists are like, these are modern, dude. Like these aren't ancient. So, and then he's like, well, there's more evidence of the pyramid, but it's hidden under sediment, 100 feet of sediment. So I can't show you it, but it's there. And the evidence is that it has an electromagnetic energy tornado that messes with the instruments on a boat.
Well, then show that. Make that a paper. That's a paper, right? Like if that is it either is true or it's not claim, right? So like do that, prove that, get that peer reviewed, and then people will actually probably spend money to figure out why that's happening.
Right.
So like actually do this thing called fucking science. If you want to be a scientist so bad.
Learn how to kick. Take one karate class if you're so into karate,
Yeah. Because if there is an actual crazy natural phenomena, like physics guys, physics scientists would love to examine it, right? They would love to get their instruments over there and be like, oh, what's causing this?
Sounds cool, man. You found tornado pyramid thing. Okay, show us the tornado. It's that simple.
Yeah.
You can't
So
just say shit.
which this isn't. It just sounds like you're saying shit, and he pulls up these little pictures, he pulls up these little diagrams, when he doesn't have any evidence. Built at the same time as Atlantean Pyramid of Giza. Also,
Yeah.
like, he very clearly does not agree with the other archaeologists' dating of the Pyramid of Giza. That we know the age of the Pyramid of Giza. We know, like, we literally have documents from people who worked on the Pyramid of Giza. We have like papyrus documents, of like the foremen and like supply merchants who worked on the Pyramid of Giza. So like
Dude, they saw Stargate when they were stoned one time. And like they're not gonna give it up, Trey. Your little document isn't cooler than the movie Stargate.
But
So
the little document of some like ancient Egyptian guy
yeah.
being like, "Yes, I supplied 6 meters of stones to the
Yeah.
pyramid," like, some very boring and bureaucratic document. Like, here's the thing: even ancient Greeks and Egyptians didn't believe Atlanteans made the pyramids. Like, they knew who made the pyramids. They knew the pharaohs that made them and stuff. Like, what?
Yeah, well, you think that until you find an energy tornado coming out of the Cajun waters, and then it changes your whole perspective on things.
Changes. So so Atlantis is in New Orleans. Atlantis is in Louisiana, according to this guy. So basically, it's a nothing burger story. I looked into it and I was excited to maybe learn about some type of Mississippian mound or Calusa mound or something, and it wasn't. It's not. This is just gibberish. Like, this is
That'd
not
be cool,
related.
right? Because like it's always cool finding these like larger, like Indian sites. Like
Oh yeah.
because like those people were doing cool stuff too. A lot of them traveled around a lot because there's basically free cows like buffalo, right? Like so you just follow the fucking buffalo. You don't need to build thing. Follow the buffalo, or
Hmm.
it just made sense for them to not build out because or whatever. Although some people did. There's lots of different groups, right? You can't say Indians did this or that because there's a million different cultures. But like whenever they did, it's awesome because like it's cool to see how different humans at different times solve problems with their environment. So
Right. No, it would, like, it's interesting. Like, I would have believed a certain aspect of this story was lost in translation. And it seems like there's no core to this besides maybe like a reef building like exercise by like the U.S. government or something, like, like Louisiana State back in like the 50s or 60s or something like that. And that's just this. These are modern stones that this guy is convinced are more interesting than they actually are. So
yeah.
So yes, nothing burger story. The story one done. Louisiana is really not Atlantis. Like, there's probably nothing there. And if there is something there, this guy he's been working on this for 50 years, and so you'd think he'd get better evidence. But it doesn't look like it. So my second story is kind of interesting. You saw this, Miles. This one kind of like took
I don't
over.
know. I don't.
The first lab-grown T-Rex leather handbag is here.
Sold.
Sold.
How much is
And
it?
it's well, it hasn't been sold yet, but it's going to be going up for auction, and the starting price is $600,000.
Like American dollars?
American buckaroonies. Yeah, 600,000. So yeah, this was a story that everybody kind of like freaked out about. That there is like, people have framed it as scientists create a handbag from T-Rex DNA. Ooh, I'm like seeing bad versions of this story, even worse versions of this story. World's first T-Rex leather product unveiled. One of a kind handbag. That there is a Dutch company name. Let's see, what's the name of the company here? I should get the company's name here. Has made a handbag, unveiled a handbag, like a purse that they are claiming is made out of T-Rex skin.
Okay, we don't have T-Rex skin.
Right. First, like, that's like the first thing you're like, well, how? Like, how? Like, and for me in particular, it was like, that makes no sense. So they claim, according to their press release, that the handbag was engineered using reconstructed dinosaur collagen and brought to life without harming a single animal. To engineer leather from an extinct species, the team began with fossilized T-Rex collagen sequences. Using advanced computational biology and AI modeling, scientists predicted and reconstructed the remaining genetic information required to form a complete collagen blueprint. This fully synthesized DNA was inserted into a carrier cell line. Billions of these cells were cultivated using lab-grown leather and were integrated into its experimental X product stream. And then they made the purse, the handbag, which of course looks like a Jurassic Park. It doesn't look like Jurassic Park. It looks like Jurassic World. Like it has an aesthetic.
So if I remember correctly from biology, collagen is just amino acids and proteins, basically, right?
Yes.
Okay. So they were able to construct using their LLM model how the proteins and amino acids of this T-Rex looked like, and then resequence them, and then synthesize a collagen extract from that.
I guess I get, like, I am struggling. I went to school for this, Miles, and I am struggling to figure out how they got anything out of this, like, okay, to start out, I know what they're referring to when they talk about fossilized T-Rex collagen sequences. I know the exact fossil that they're talking about. So this is something that I know through creationist literature.
There's the T. Is it the lady who said that the
Mary Schweitzer?
Yeah.
Yes, they're in 2003 in Montana. I think it's Hell Creek Formation. It probably is Hell Creek Formation. They were transporting a fossilized bone from a T-Rex like skeleton, and the bone cracked open. It was like a leg bone. The leg bone cracked open, and inside, later a scientist named Dr. Mary Schweitzer looked at it. It was screamed that there was soft tissue, in under a microscope, very, very, very small remains of soft tissue under a microscope. That at the time it was believed that there would be no, like, soft tissue totally deteriorated after 1 million years. After 1 million years, you really don't have soft tissue. And creationists love this story because they're like, well, like, there shouldn't be any soft tissue in there. That means the Earth is not 60, like not billions of years old, and dinosaurs are not 66, 67 million years old either. That this is a recently dead dinosaur, and that there's, like, when people think of the story, they think of like meat inside. They think of like blood and like bone marrow. They think of like something they eat.
I thought a cream filling, but yeah.
The truth is it's not. This is like the like chemical traces of proteins, of either highly degraded proteins, and they have been cross-linked, which means that they have been chemically changed, like in the same way that people, how you preserve stuff, like how you preserve leather or how you preserve a body in formaldehyde. That's through cross-linking, where you change the protein structure so it doesn't, it's able to last a longer amount of time. And so at the time, people were like, "Wow, like, can proteins survive this like vast amounts of time?" And they kind of basically figured out that, like, this is a very, very special case. It was a combination of this cross-linking, which the iron crystals in the blood of the dinosaur must have created cross-linking with inside the bone marrow, like with inside the bone tissue, that the proteins were affected by these iron crystals and changed chemically where they are more durable. And then also the fact that this tissue was sealed inside a hard bone. So there was a double seal. So it was like the combination of the cross-linking, like where it was changed chemically like formaldehyde, and the preservation of it being like sealed tight inside this bone, meant that the proteins could survive a bit longer, like a much longer than what we're used to. And so yeah, and Mary Schweitzer basically was able to prove that pretty definitively. Notice, Miles, how there was no DNA found.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Absolutely no DNA was
yeah.
recovered from this, because DNA degrades incredibly fast. You're like it's pretty like I don't think there's any method by which DNA could survive this vast amounts of time. This is like a
it
rare
get taken out by
circumstance.
radiation and free radicals and just entropy in general.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they're lucky here where some proteins are able to survive highly degraded and chemically changed into it past millions of years.
I mean, so how's the LLM?
That's okay. That's where they lost me. Okay, so Mary Schweitzer is able to recover these highly degraded, chemically altered, cross-linked proteins, right?
Should
These
be
very
worth pointing out.
fragmentary traces.
Mary isn't a creationist. She's just
No, she's not. But she was like lauded by creationists at the time. But she's not. Dr. Mary Schweitzer, she's great. She has written extensively on this, and at the time there were other scientists that were really questioning her findings. They're like, this does not seem possible with our current knowledge of biochemistry.
Which that's fine. Question it. That's fine. People,
right.
People were hard on her. It was a big controversy, but I mean, that's how it goes.
Because that's annoying. Because like the creationists took it and ran with it. Because basically what there were like multiple options, right? Like, okay, option one is that what she was looking at under the microscope was not actually soft tissue. It was something else. Option two was that dinosaurs are not actually as prehistoric as we thought they were. They're not millions of years old. They're much less, which is what the creationists wanted. And then option three was like, well, maybe this is just a bit of biochemistry that we don't understand yet. And basically it was number three, it was basically number three. This is biochemistry that over time we've kind of figured out how it could work.
Option four.
Time
machine.
Time machine. Option four, time machine. So we basically were like option three is the most likely. But okay, how we get from that to this, because this eventually happened. There's been similar discoveries after the T-Rex one, where there was a Triceratops, and I think there was like an Amatosaurus, where there were chemical traces inside sealed bone as well. So it was able to show that it's more common than previously thought, but it's still exceptionally rare. Like you have to have very, very special conditions, because it was basically a bone that was not fully fossilized yet. Like it was almost 100% fossilized, but there was chemical traces of tissue inside still. But yeah,
what is distinctive about this collagen versus any other collagen?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, Miles. I don't think there's anything distinctive about it. Because first of all, it's bone collagen. It's collagen from inside the bone.
Yeah.
And it has also been cross-linked. It's proteins that have been changed chemically. So they're not even the original proteins that we're looking at. But I'm assuming you could like extrapolate what their chemical structure would look like before cross-linking from this. But it's bone collagen, not skin. And then like how it's different. That your point, you're basically making a really good point, Miles, where I think that this is just bullshit. Like they didn't actually use the T-Rex collagen at all. They just used a modern animal's collagen that's identical if not similar, like similar if not identical to it, and just were like, well, it's the same type, so we get to say that it's the T-Rex. Like like it makes no sense. It sounds like total bullshit. Because first of all, they're like, unlike some of these articles that said that there was like DNA, like there was no DNA.
No, that's a completely different structure altogether.
Yeah, scientists create handbag from T-Rex DNA. No, totally wrong. There was no DNA recovered. There was no DNA even like examined by Dr. Mary Schweitzer. There was no DNA inserted into anything. It's total bull. Like that is totally it's misunderstanding it. And then bringing up like AI modeling and stuff, like to reconstruct the remaining genetic information required to complete the collagen blueprint. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. This fully synthesized DNA was inserted into carrier cell line. It just sounds like they inserted a modern organism's DNA into something, and just acted like it was T-Rex. Right?
So I'm not an expert on this. There could be a novel part of it I'm missing. What it seems like to me, someone who does understand LLMs decently, is that you have some information that gives you a bit of a sequence to whatever is possibly novel about the protein structures and stuff that make up the collagen that any one individual animal would have. In this case, the T-Rex, right?
Mm.
And you get any data points you have, and you start that on your graph, and then the LLM, which is a predictive text like deployer, that's what it does. It is good at predicting what you want to see or hear next. It fills in from that pattern something. So like if you started with a number sequence and we're trying to get to like copying 10 digits of pi, it could get from, if you type 142 to whatever that sequence is, it could get you there, right? Like that's kind of how they work. So like it's able to find a structure that could fit with the few data points that it has and just kind of fill in the blanks, almost like a crossword puzzle. So like that doesn't fucking mean anything really though. Like maybe you made a novel collagen subtype, sure, that doesn't make it T-Rex collagen.
Right. Because that's the thing, is a lot of like most biochemistry in all organisms is conserved. Like the proteins that you're going to find in us are going to be near identical to the proteins in I don't know, giraffes or lizards. Like a lot of biochemistry is conserved, so like it's not really special. Like yeah, sure, like the bone collagen of a T-Rex is going to be near identical to the bone collagen of a human. Like that stuff is pretty similar.
Yeah.
Which it sounds like.
If there is something I'm missing about like how novel, interesting it'd be, if anyone's an expert on that, feel free to leave a comment, like when I post this on YouTube or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It just seems like bullshit to me, man.
When I read this, it sounds like gobbledygook because it sounds like nonsense. And so actual scientists have chipped in here too. Where there's Thomas Holtz Jr., who's a prominent paleontologist at the University of Maryland. He basically has said that he thought the leather claim was misleading. What this company is doing seems to be fantasy. So I agree with that. I agree with that. Like, this sounds like nonsense. Like it sounds like nothing. They did nothing at all what they're claiming. It sounds like they just used modern animal collagen and are acting like it's T-Rex collagen. Because that's what it sounds like to me. I don't know whether it would get, because it's not T-Rex DNA. You're not getting T-Rex DNA and inserting it in there. The CEO's response here, Miles. Okay, the CEO of this company, he said, "I would like to say that when you do something new for the first time, there is always criticism. And I think we're very grateful for that criticism. It's the bedrock of scientific exploration. I think this is the closest anyone has gotten and will probably ever get to creating something that's T-Rex." So he's right about that last part where it's like, yeah, no, you didn't get anything like T-Rex. Like that's probably the truth, is that we're never going to get anything like T-Rex because there's nothing that really survives that can be reconstructed in a meaningful way, But yeah. And the fact that like this is going to make probably upwards of $1 million, right? The starting price for the auction is $600,000 for this purse. And of course, like the color, like the color of the purse, where it looks like a Jurassic Park dinosaur, it looks like a velociraptor skin from the Jurassic World movies or something. Like that's all fake. Like that's all like there's really no meaningful contribution of dinosaur in it. Like it's all fake. It's all bullshit, Like you might as well gotten like a piece of cow hide and said that, yeah, this is dinosaur, because like dinosaur collagen is similar to cow collagen, so that means it's dinosaur. It's so bullshit. It's totally bullshit. But yeah, it made me aware that like genetics crypto scams, like they're almost like genetic scams are like this like thing that's like very popular right now for some reason.
Like the dire wolf.
Like the dire wolf. Like this really reminded me of the dire wolf thing, where the dire wolf was not a dire wolf in any real meaningful way. Like in the same way that there was no DNA inserted, they were changing sequences that were not even the same sequences in the dire wolf analysis that they made. Like there was no and it was like 18 edits or something like that. It wasn't even that much. Like there was no meaningful like claim backing to give the claim that this is a dire wolf, in the same way that there's no meaningful backing to say that this is T-Rex skin.
But yeah, they made the news though, Trey. So
it got me talking about it, right? it got me talking about this stupid project. That's total bull. Like, I think that's like their argument is that like, well, like this is a synthetic leather company and it'll be a net good for humanity that we make leather without harming a single animal, and that the dinosaur aspect is just to get clicks. But that's stupid. I think that's
well,
stupid still because that's just dishonest.
somebody from Dubai will buy it and they'll make money. So
God damn it. Dinosaur handbag. Yeah, it pissed me off. This story pissed me off because it just sounds like total. And like the reporting on it was just really bad. Like it's the dire wolf all over again. It's the dire wolf story.
Reporters cannot report on science stuff. They just have no fucking ability to do it. Like they don't even care. They treat it all just like a headline. It's shit, man.
Yeah.
I went to school for journalism, and everything I learned is like antiquated, and no one gives a shit. It kind of sucks. Everyone took it all very seriously. Like, don't do these things, and people just don't care. There's no shame or it's bad.
The CEO of Lab Grown Leather Ltd. worked on producing leather for the handbag from the engineered collagen, said the T-Rex origin gave it an extra oomph. What does that mean? Like, I'm trying to understand like where they even got any aspect of this as dinosaur. Like, I'm really okay. Scientists behind the initiative said the material was developed using ancient protein fragments extracted from dinosaur remains that were inserted into an unidentified animal cell to produce collagen that was turned into leather. But like how? Like how is because the protein for like I said, Miles, the proteins from the Dr. Mary Schweitzer T-Rex fossil are unusable. They're cross-linked proteins. I don't know if I'm using my terminology correctly here, but they're denatured proteins. They're no longer used in the way that they originally used. So you can't just like pull those out and then put them back into something. You have to like synthetically create. You have to synthetically create like your own version from modern material.
Well, all they're trying to create is $1 million.
Right, like I guess none of this matters. Like me getting hung up on this, none of this matters because like in no meaningful way is this dinosaur. I guess is my point.
Well, they're gonna have $1 million and you're not. So
I guess so. I guess lying wins. I guess lying works, right?
I think that has been demonstrably demonstrated at a civilizational level. You need to get on the page with that, buddy. Sorry to tell you. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of bull, though, Trey.
Yeah.
It's time for MonsterQuest.
MonsterQuest.
Let's start. Witnesses around the world report seeing monsters. Are they real or imaginary? Science searches for answers. On MonsterQuest.
Let's start.
Okay. Now, we're not looking at bull sharks. We're looking at the main ones. The main characters of sharkdom. The species of Bruce himself. We're looking at white sharks, Trey.
That's right. They're looking at what is the name of this? Monster Sharks. I think it's just called
Monster Sharks.
Monster Sharks. This is the first episode of season 4, the final season of the original run of MonsterQuest.
That's right.
So we are getting into the end of days. Yeah, there's only 9 episodes. Oh my god, there's only 9 episodes of the show left. Yeah. And there's probably some extras, right? We're kind of aware that there's like extra.
Yeah, and there's Mystery Quest, which they do historical stuff.
Oh, I didn't know about Mystery. Okay, I'm excited about Mystery Quest. I've never seen Mystery Quest.
It's like Atlantis and bullshit,
Holy shit! I was not aware. Miles, you did not inform me about Mystery Quest until right now.
I have, but it's okay.
I forgot. I guess I forgot.
Okay, I love you, buddy. It's fine. But yeah, so
interesting.
This is season 4, episode 1, Monster Sharks, and this is one of the I bet you they do things we don't think they do kind of episodes instead of the I bet there's a thing out there you don't think there's out there episodes.
Yes.
These ones are interesting because, like I said, when MonsterQuest is working, when they're doing what you want, they do go out there and try. Um, and I think generally, Trey, they kind of do some stuff this time.
They do some pretty interesting. They do some pretty interesting stuff this episode.
Yeah,
In my notes, I called this a glorified Shark Week special.
yeah. I mean, that is what it is. It is that. Uh, so like they bring some legitimate guys on, right? We follow Dr. Greg Scommel, and he's a legitimate shark researcher. He's, all over shark episodes, mini books, conservation websites often cite him. He's a legit guy. And then they have Ralph Collier, who actually recently passed away like a month ago. He wrote books on sharks and was also like a pretty well respected guy. He wrote a lot on shark attacks, which I know some conservation people don't like talking about like as much. There's controversy about that kind of stuff.
Ralph Collar was interesting to me, where I was interested to see what his I hate to say it like this, like what his angle was.
Yeah.
Because he's part of the Shark Research Institute, which is like it's a private organization, and where like he focuses on shark attacks, and he really plays up white shark violent behavior.
Absolutely.
And focuses on it, and to the point where I think it's a little bit of misinformation that we'll get into in a little bit. And I was like, like what's this guy's deal? Like, I can't like here I said I couldn't tell if he was alarmist or passionate. Like I couldn't tell like if he was trying to be like overly alarmed. Yeah.
So I guess we'll get into it. So this episode is about how white sharks, especially in the Atlantic, but not exclusively there, are possibly getting up closer to the water, getting larger, and attacking people more.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And this episode's like what they're like 20 years old now, right? So this is from a while ago, and so Doug's kind of perspective on this is a thing that's happening more, that science may be underreporting. We're gonna check it out and figure out why are there more shark attacks now. Shark attack, here's the thing. In my opinion, I know you have a video about like the Jaws stuff where you talk about some of this, Trey. Like sharks have like just the pure physics to kill humans very easily, right? So like not all animals that would come in contact and be curious or scared or attack a human will just kill you, right? You get bit by a possum, you're gonna probably be okay. It's gonna suck actually. Possum have crazy teeth, but you'll probably live, right? It's just the same. This is a similar. I know this is also a very touchy subject with different dog breeds, right? Some dog breeds might bite you and you'll be fine. Some might bite you and you might not be fine, because it's just a matter of raw physics, right? Like the power of their jaw, their strength. Like a shark is a very powerful animal, and when humans do come in contact with sharks and are quote unquote attacked, they are prone to die or be very maimed. And so these are like scary things, I think, because when humans, when you can't walk, when like your normal gravity and your normal ability is taken away from you, and you're in this pseudo alien world of the water, like something having like being the dominant force that's not human is just, it's scary. And especially because they like come from beneath you, like the whole thing is scary. And so I think there's a lot of mania around shark attacks. It's not a non-issue because it does happen. People do die, right? But I think it's often sensationalized.
Oh yeah. Yeah. In my video, like this is an old video from like 6 years ago or something. I had to rewatch it, so I was very curious to see like what's aged well, or just even my editing skills or my research skills. Are they all honed in yet? It was pretty good. I was actually pretty okay with it. But yeah, like it's with sharks, it's very complicated. It's very complicated with sharks, where there's like there's a level of exaggeration, there's alarmist people, and people also just kind of don't like sharks in general because they're scary, creepy little creatures. They look scary, they look mean.
I mean, like I can respect them and like them, and they are kind of scary looking at times. You know?
They get the black eyes. They have crazy teeth. And you're right that like they're an animal that is
dead eyes like a doll's
dead
eye.
eyes like a doll's eye. Like they're very powerful, and then also like the environment that you encounter them in is when humans are kind of at their most vulnerable. The ocean, bodies of water. We're not really made for water. We're really bad in water. As opposed to other environments. I think we do really single sharks out as opposed to other animals. There's other animals that are way more dangerous than sharks and result in more deaths per year.
Well, more deaths per year don't necessarily equal more danger because it's opportunity, right?
Yeah, I get okay, with sharks, like you get, what is it, 60 to 100 attacks globally per year. I wish I had my.
I know hippos kill more people than sharks, and hippos seem like ornery sons of bitches, no doubt.
And cows kill more people than sharks.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people around cows and horses. People aren't around sharks as much. I feel like if I was within 20 feet of a shark more often, I'd probably die.
Yeah, well, that's with any animal. It's like saying like lions, like lion attacks.
Oh, if I was within 20 feet of a lion more, I'd be killed by a lion.
Bear,
for
sure. I don't know why we expect a predator to be particularly safe to be around.
Yeah, absolutely. They're fucking.
It's kind of a stupid assumption to be like, well, yeah, like you're going into their it's like being like with sharks in particular. I'm just like you're going into their ecosystem, so it's like going into Yosemite National Park or Yellowstone or something like that, and not being concerned about or not being surprised when a bear attacks you or something, or like going into the savannah and being surprised that a lion or like a hyena attacks you. It's like, yeah, no shit, like no shit. That's their ecosystem and their predator.
I always found the term shark infested waters to be kind of funny because it's like it's not infested. That's the boy's home. That's where he at.
Yeah. I agree. There's a lot of terminology. I talk about this in my video. There's a lot of terminology with sharks where even like the wording is done in a way that that puts the blame on sharks more than people, like we're very quick to put blame on sharks than on a person.
Like there's some biologists that I think try to be like, oh, they're not scary. And I'm a little bit like, no, they're a little scary, man. Come on,
they're a little algorithm.
Fuck that. It's a giant teeth machine that's quicker than you. Like it's a bit scary, but like I said, that's their home, man. Like the actual the math of the attack is pretty low. It doesn't happen that much. But it don't mean it's not scary. Don't mean it's not scary.
There's a lot of ocean. There's a lot of beach. And you're right that I don't know, there's like crocodiles are kind of and alligators are kind of like scary looking animals, and they're dangerous. So you don't swim in a swamp, don't swim in a bayou. Like you just know that there's a risk whenever you do that kind of stuff. Yeah. But yes, you're right. Okay, back to the MonsterQuest episode. You're right that the premise of the episode opens that white sharks are attacking more often. They're getting bigger, and they are, what's the last one? That they're coming closer than ever before.
Yeah, closer than ever before.
And we can address this later. I don't know how quickly I want to get into this stuff, but basically none of that's true. None of that's true is the truth. That all those claims can be kind of debunked. But yeah. The episode really kind of plays into some well-known shark stereotypes, shark myths and stereotypes.
So they basically go, hey, remember Jaws. Sharks are monsters. Sharks are going to eat your ass. And then they, do a bunch of MonsterQuest bullshit. And they have a whole lot of stories of people getting attacked by sharks. Right?
Yeah.
I don't really care. I don't really care about the stories. I mean, I care about the fuck with people. Sorry, you got bit by a shark. That sucks ass, man. But I don't care. Scientifically, the individual shark attack stories aren't that interesting to me, right? Yeah. So in the episode, the interesting stuff actually to me is Greg Scommel trying to tag a white shark, and then the guy at the end trying to invent a new camera method to put on a white shark.
Oh yeah,
because those are two bits of actual science stuff. Oh, I don't think we need to get in the whole history of Jaws. Like, you have a good video series about that. If anybody wants to know, I'd recommend, this guy, Trey the Explainer. He's really cool. He has a good video. Check that out. They do kind of mention a bit of like the Lackey Bay, the 2004 shark event, right? Where the white shark went up and they're like, oh, this is like Jaws. I don't know if you mentioned that in your video.
Oh yeah, where it was stuck in the. Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. And they wanted to get it out. It was this female big white shark that was trapped that got confused or something and got trapped inside like an inlet, and so they had to like get it out. And yeah, this episode it's basically like the like baby's first Jaws documentary, they bring up like the 1915 New Jersey Coast shark attacks, which basically like creates this the rogue shark theory. The rogue shark theory is this idea that sharks can go rogue. They can get a taste for human blood and then like hunt humans, like go after humans intentionally, as opposed to the more common idea that most shark attacks are accidental. Most, if not all, shark attacks are accidental, a product of misidentification or just curiosity, and not like them targeting humans, like in like I got a taste for human blood.
Not the Indianapolis.
Not the Indianapolis with Mr. Hooper. But this idea that like, okay, that they leave that after biting a person or eating a person, and then now are going after other human beings.
That's just bullshit. That was a feeding frenzy, which is something most fish do, right? They're like,
most fish are opportunistic. Like, like shark, like white sharks will go after like whale carcasses and stuff. That doesn't mean they like hunt a full-grown whale and stuff. They'll
doesn't
eat,
happen.
Like bull sharks, for example. Like bull sharks will just eat anything. Like or bull or tiger shark. I'm getting them mixed up. There was a really good paper that I read that was showing documenting the contents of was it bull shark stomach content. I get them mixed up. Yes, okay, bull sharks are the one that I'm thinking of. Yeah, bull shark stomach contents were like they were like porcupines and sheep and cow and human remains inside a bull shark stomach. Tons of birds, like just like anything you can think of. And it's because like some sharks are very opportunistic and a lot of stuff ends up in the ocean, just like stuff washes out into the ocean and things will eat it. Which might be the case with like the paper that I was reading was like these human remains might not be like an actual attack because there were no attacks like reported in that area. It might be like a person disposing of a body, like it might be like a murder victim, which is crazy that they might have like discovered that in like a scientific paper. But yeah, sharks like anyways, the idea of like the rogue shark, like Jaws is the rogue shark where like he actively hunts people. Like he is like, I am hunting people.
Well, in the fourth one, he tries to kill Brody's wife because
he gets revenge.
Knows it's Brody's wife, and this isn't even Bruce. It's like Bruce's girlfriend.
It's Bruce's son. Like what? I think 2 is Bruce's girlfriend, and then 3 is the son.
I don't.
And then he comes back. I think like one of the sharks comes like is resurrected. Yeah, but anyways, the origin of like the rogue shark is that, okay, basically what happened in New Jersey in 1915, 5 people were attacked by a shark. I think 1 died, 4 survived. And people just assumed that it was the same shark with all 5 of those attacks, which we do not know. And it probably was not. The thing about that time, 1915, was that it was a heat wave and that there were tons of people on the beach at that time. It was a heat wave. People were on the beach. So it just meant that there was more people in the area than previously. But like, yeah, it did.
The Craig, the marine biologist says, he's like, there's more people out there and our ability to track the sharks is better. So like they're saying, oh, there's more sharks coming in closer, there's more attacks or possibility of attacks because we've had more clear the beach warnings. But more clear the beach warnings is probably just better beach reconnaissance, not more sharks.
Which is that segues into like the attacking more often. There are more attacks now than 20 years ago along the coast of North America. There's a little bit of like statistics trickery going on here, where you're right that the reporting has just gotten better. More people are more aware, and people are having a much easier availability to report sightings and attacks than before. So I don't know if there even is an increase. Scientists are aware of this, like aware of this statistical product that after 1993, there's an increase in the frequency rates of attacks, but it might not represent. It probably doesn't represent actual increase. It just is an increase in reporting, I think.
And just because people are swimming next to sharks does not mean that they are in danger of being bitten by that shark.
Right.
People unknowingly swim next to sharks all the time.
Right.
Like I said, sharks are not actively trying to prey upon humans, except in some extreme events where there's like a feeding frenzy. Like I said, like that's an event where like they're triggered to biologically. Oh, I must consume. Everyone's consuming, but like they're not just hunting. Oh, there's a person. I'm going to go snatch him. Doesn't really happen very often. Most events are mistaken bites and stuff, right? So.
And the thing is that majority of the bites are not from white sharks. Most are juvenile coastal sharks, like black tips. So like this idea that like
tiger sharks, right?
Tiger sharks and black tips and like they're small immature sharks that are curious. Like the white shark has kind of been falsely accused of making up the brunt. Like people like think when they think of a shark attack, they think of a great white shark, and great white sharks actually amount to very few of the attack in proportion.
These big apex predators that have evolved to have a very large stature, larger than like the other predators, they don't need to fuck around and maybe bite things. Right? Like that's the purpose of being the largest, is like you can just move in and take the kill, or what to kill when it's time to kill it. You're the big fucking guy. You're not going to just waste calories on, I wonder if I'll take a snack right there. It's just not how it works.
I agree. Yeah. Like there is a segment of like most of these claims in the episode are coming from Ralph Collier, who's that Shark Research Institute guy, and he makes this really strange claim that there are that white sharks in particular have the violent behavior, which I haven't been able to find evidence to support that white sharks are more violent than other sharks. If it seems like the like black tips and tiger sharks are the more aggressive ones, or more.
I'm not a huge shark guy, like I care about the natural world. I like to learn, but I'm not like a major shark guy. But I've always heard tiger sharks are some of the most aggressive. I've seen like every biologist I've heard talk, that's what they always say.
Yeah, so it's really strange when he claims that white sharks are the one with violent behavior, and he makes this really strange claim in the episode that white sharks kill seals for fun or sport. And he blames that there has been, according to him, that there's like a rash of unidentified headless seal corpses washing up on California shore, and he blames them on great white sharks based on, I think, no evidence. I think he just blames it on no evidence and claims that these types of like serial killer shark attacks are happening more often. So I was like looking into this, if there was like any evidence to back up what he's saying, that white sharks are killing seals, eating their heads, and then like leaving them uneaten to wash up on the shore. And I found like a Reddit article at the time, like a post on Reddit, somebody talking about this, that there is a substantial number washed up on the coast of California this year. In the MonsterQuest episode, he says this: a substantial number washed up on California coast this year, but he doesn't give us an exact number, which made me very suspicious. And so that's when I found this like Reddit post of somebody talking about this at the time. And he basically, the person in the Reddit, again, this is like Reddit. I couldn't find any information on this, Miles. Like that's the thing, is I couldn't, like this was the best I could find about his claim. And the person at the time says like it's more like one or two reports that in tabloids believed, but never proved that it was a trend or significant in any ways. Like people like Ralph seem to have taken these anecdotal accounts that happen like once or twice, and then like tried to make it into like some really significant widespread thing that is happening all the time, which it doesn't seem like it is.
I can tell you that on a lot of like the shark nerd groups, like their forums and Reddit, there is a lot of criticism of Ralph, often claiming that attacks are white sharks when they're tigers, or bringing up some poorly sourced attacks. Because, like History Channel or in Shark Week, they'll have like serial killer, Red Sea shark attacks, things titled like that. He's often a guy citing a lot of the evidence for these things, and sometimes the stuff is not perhaps properly sourced. So,
Yeah, like if this is a thing that was happening, like first of all, you need to be able to prove that this is statistically significant, that headless seals washing up is happening a lot. And then you have to have the second level of like proving that a white shark actually is responsible for this before you make a claim like that. Like for all we know, this is orca or ships, like propellers or something like that. You really need to be able to prove that before you can say that.
Orca are the ones who like to play with their food and do fucked up stuff.
Right. Like I've never really heard this about sharks playing with their food, like I've heard them being curious and taking bites out of things, but not eating it. But like, I haven't seen like biting heads off and stuff. Maybe that, you're right that the behavior sounds more like an orca or like a cetacean, like a whale or something like that than a shark. So that was kind of weird. Like I was like, cause I wanted more hard, concrete evidence for what he was saying. Like, is this actually a trend or not? But he just has like kind of the anecdotal thing. Like it was very similar to the cattle mutilations that we were talking about, where like you take something that is anecdotal and then try to extrapolate it into a trend. And when you don't give like actual numbers, then like this is all like ethereal and we can't really comment on it,
Yeah, I don't know. Regardless, the episode does have some good parts.
Right. Like I was getting past this stuff where you have this bad science education on sharks. Like I have to say this is pretty bad. Like a lot of this information is pretty bad, alarmist. This idea that sharks are getting bigger. Oh, I should address this. No, that's not true. Like that's not true. Like I read a paper like years ago that was showing statistically like fish around the world, including sharks, are actually shrinking in average size.
All fish in general are shrinking
because people are killing them before they can grow to old age. Like fish are kind of like reptiles and how they grow, where they grow kind of indefinitely as they get older. So basically people are fishing them or killing them before they can grow to large sizes. It's getting harder for them to grow to large sizes, so they're not getting as big, or we're not seeing them as big, even though they still have the potential to get bigger. So I don't know where they got this idea that sharks are getting bigger, because like there's no evidence to support that at all. There's actually
this is what it is. Somebody measures a 22-foot shark, and then someone measures a 23-foot shark, and so now they're getting bigger.
That's the thing, is all this is anecdote. Like that's the problem with shark stuff in general, is you're right that it's all based on anecdotes. Like that's why we highlight a story about a guy getting attacked while swimming, when that's just an anecdote. That's an anecdote. That's a sad, tragic anecdote. But like what do we do with that information? That's not some kind of trend.
So the actual good science in here, and the part of the episode I like, is when they have Greg. Greg is trying to tag the first white shark in the Atlantic. According to this episode, it's something that's not done. I tried to look up the history of targeting great whites, and I found a lot of conflicting sources. I think different people are counting different kinds of tags as the first, so that there's some controversy around that. Not that the MonsterQuest episode didn't report any of this accurately, but I think there's different kinds of tags in their capability, and some people count certain ones for certain things. It's a whole bit of minutia that I'm not fully versed on. But anyways, and they go out there and they try to tag one. No white shark in the Atlantic have been tagged for like 20 years, something like that, with any relevant technology, and they were able to do so, right, in the episode, which is pretty cool. They send out.
They have him like getting in like the like Jaws harpooning
Well,
area, right?
they send out Bill the harpooner,
Phil the
who
harpooner.
who seemed pretty awesome to me. He's a little older, a little heavy set, but that man knew how to balance that harpoon. And it's funny because they have like Greg like sitting behind him, and the MonsterQuest crew is all sitting there, and he's like, "Don't miss, man. You got to get the shot." And Bill's like being patient because he knows what he's fucking doing. Doesn't need you to tell him what to fucking do. And
Yeah,
like,
right.
yeah. And then they're like, "Oh," and he's just waiting, and you can tell Greg's like, "Fucking don't miss this." And he's like, "Boom, got it first try." Boom, because he's Bill the harpooner. This is what he does. He doesn't need your input. And they tagged that great white shark, so that's good, right, for science. I think that's good.
Yeah, I think so. I think
It's probably good. I don't know enough to dispute it. It seems good. And then he gets like a lust going on. He's like, let's do another one, and they do. They get another thing, and a second one. So I don't know. I could find no information that told me this wasn't a good thing. So it seemed positive, you know. So yeah, that was cool. I guess, right, Trey?
I agree. I think that was cool. I think there was some. I'm not going to be totally Debbie Downer about this episode, Miles. Like I think I was. I'm pretty Debbie Downer about it because even during that scene, they say the shark was just off the beach with its victims in sight, and it's like, come on, dude, come on, dude.
Yeah,
no, it wasn't.
That's mania. That's bullshit, right?
Yeah, that's like, you're framing the story as if like, no, they're just swimming in the general area where people are also swimming. That doesn't mean that it's like hunting victims, but I'm too much of a Debbie Downer about this thing, Miles. I was too much of a Debbie Downer because like I made a video about it, so I feel like I feel like I'm expert about it. I was looking this up, Miles, as you were talking about the shark tracker, that tag in the shark. Back in Christmas, my parents got me a Christmas gift that was a turtle tracker. It was a tracker on a leatherback sea turtle named Boots.
Oh hell yeah!
And they were like, oh yeah, check when Boots has been last sighted. Like that's exciting. It'll give you updates on where the turtle is now. And Boots Miles has not been seen since November 2025.
The sharks have taken him out.
The sharks have taken him out. And my parents will occasionally ask me, like, "Hey, have you checked updates on the Christmas present we got you?" And I have to be like, "No."
Well,
I have to be like, "No, Boots has not been seen since." Like, I have to be like, "Boots is probably dead." Like, Boots is probably dead.
Damn. Well,
oh my gosh.
Rest in peace, Boots. I didn't know you. But good. I wish you the best in turtle heaven
you're
or
still
wherever
alive
you guys
out there.
go.
Maybe you're still alive, Boots. We have no confirmed, but yeah, it's kind of like I was thinking about that with the shark. Because yeah, you're right. Did you said you weren't able to find any follow up information on the shark tagging? Like,
so Greg has tagged many sharks. Greg is legitimate, and he is still tagging sharks to this day. I couldn't find any reports on like MonsterQuest tagged the first great white in the Atlantic thing, like they make a big deal in the episode. I couldn't find anything saying that, like, because this aired in 2010, and I saw reports in 2012 about great whites being tagged. So I don't really know because this was released in January 2010, so it would have been filmed, several months before. So I don't know, man. I couldn't find it. I looked. I didn't do like the craziest deep dive into the research like I might for like a Bigfoot thing, but I could not find. I could not find it. Yeah, I don't know.
The other really like we were watching you reached out to me, Miles, after while you were watching the episode. There was a really cool thing that they did that was actually pretty exciting stuff. Like that was actually really cool.
Yeah, the last thing of the video is this one fella makes a new kind of camera contraption for white sharks, where it basically is like the thing you put on the top of like a chip bag to keep it closed, but there's a camera on top of it, and then he's going to snap that thing onto the fin of the shark. And he goes out there on his little like smaller boat away from the larger vessel that they had, and he hangs out with the shark coming by him. And they got the one dude there who's always with him, who has found the giant squid, the guy that whenever they go in the water, That guy was part of the crew. He was in a cage down with the shark. Um,
Scott Cassell, right?
yeah, that dude. He's there with MonsterQuest's official dive team, basically. He's there with him on the mission. He's messing around with the shark in the cage, but our guy actually does get the clip on the white shark.
He does, like, it looks really dangerous. Like this South African guy, he's like leaning out, and he like the shark is like skimming the top of the water, and like he literally like is stretched over out the side of the boat and going to easily fall in the water, and he gets this giant ass metal camera on the shark.
Yeah, he could have lost a finger at least or something. Or,
he could have fallen in there. Like I don't know if like the shark would have attacked him if he fall in there, but it's still like you don't want to fall in the water with a great white, unprotected.
Yeah, it's not the best, especially if they're agitated.
Right?
Like,
because I'm assuming they're chumming. They're chumming. They're getting them excited.
Yeah, I don't want to do it.
No, I wouldn't do this either.
Maybe someone's oh no, they're nice. Yeah, cool. They'd be nice. Be nice to you. You have a good time. I ain't gonna do it.
I will say that camera was freaking huge. The camera was like the most like intrusive thing. Like I was like, man, they're gonna put that on the shark. Like the shark's not gonna be able to swim that much with that thing on it. It was this big. It was like 2 feet long. It was this huge metal camera. Like that's when like the technology's gotten a bit better with that kind of stuff. But I was like, whoa,
yeah. So like it didn't stay on that well. But the proof of concept of it is pretty good. I imagine nowadays with camera technology, we would not need
real small
it to do that anymore, right? But this guy had a legitimate invention and it was a legitimate attempt. I don't think any of the footage they got is interesting scientifically, really.
No.
But
have you ever seen Venture Bros, Miles?
I've seen every episode of Venture Brothers, of course.
Do you remember the little alien guy that's like, ignore me?
Yeah.
That's kind of like how I felt about the camera. It's like I am here to observe you silently. Ignore me. And he's like this like giant, like intrusive alien man. Like he's
like the Watcher from Fantastic Four.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like it was something though, right? Like they made a legitimate marine biology piece of technology that could potentially get you information, and it was a prototype, but they did it. So, like in this regard, this was a good MonsterQuest because I actually went out there and tried to acquire new information about real animals. Their premise on why they wanted to track these animals is a bit dangerous and disingenuous, and a bit like anti-shark mania, which I don't really like. Like these creatures should not be treated like monsters. They were constantly called monsters, and that's not good. Don't do that.
And this information has kind of caused them to almost go extinct, like Jaws like literally caused legislation to be passed, like where sharks were considered waste fish. Like they had no natural value to the ecosystem, so people should kill them as much as they want.
And that's bad.
That's bad. Like this stuff affects things, like this stuff affects like the ecosystem, and if it has like negative perceptions of sharks like literally hurts their conservation.
Like I said, I think we can be honest that sharks can be a little scary, and yeah, they can get people sometimes, but like sharks are not a menace. It's not a growing problem. Sharks are not hunting people down. They're not monsters. They are a predator like any other predator, and if you go into their environment, you should be careful and mindful. But there is not necessarily an antagonistic relationship between the shark army and the Homo sapien army. We don't have beef.
Right. So. I agree. We should not be enemies, us and sharks. Just we should be cautious of each other.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to go in the ocean, like this kind of stuff makes me be like, maybe I shouldn't swim in the ocean. Not that deep, I shouldn't go all the way out. And yeah, but there was some cool science being done in this episode.
I'm more scared of jellyfish, to be honest.
Box jellyfish? Oh my God.
Yeah, fuck that.
Fuck
no, thank you.
How many people, let me see, how many people die from box jellyfish per year. Like, let's see if it's more or less than shark. Estimated dozens to over 100 people die from box jellyfish each year globally. So it's comparable to sharks. Because that's the thing with sharks, Miles, is you're lumping in like probably hundreds of species in that. You know, like all shark
there's
attacks
sharks everywhere, basically. So.
Versus box jellyfish, this is one species of
that's what I was talking to you about, like the how many kill quotes. They're very like there's an opportunity, right? Like you're not rolling the die to see if this thing would kill you that often. You're just not coming in contact with them. So
on average, about 5 to 10 people die from unprovoked shark attacks worldwide each year. Last year was 12. So box jellyfish.
Where are the provoked shark attacks?
The provoked shark attacks. Some guy being like, "Hey, pussy,
yo, big mouth, fuck you, bro.
Fucking ugly Tifer is like, yo, fuck you." Like, yeah,
I saw Jaws 3D and it sucked.
I'm like picturing a shark, like sharks poking their heads out of water and turning.
This picture of Carl from Aqua Teen talking to a shark is what I'm picturing.
Yeah, okay, so box jellyfish is much more dangerous than sharks, collectively.
Plus, way less badass to be killed by a box jellyfish than a great.
Yeah, you don't get You're right that like if you get killed by a shark, people are like, "Damn!" Or you survive a shark attack, they're like, "Fuck."
Well, it's like that's what it took to take out my boy. You know, my boy Chaz, he's out there. Nothing could kill him. It took a great white shark to take him out. You know, but you're like,
provoke shark attack.
Yeah. He's wearing a shark necklace, you know, and the shark's like, "Give me my teeth back."
And I guess like something like the Indianapolis would not be considered an unprovoked shark attack. Like I think the idea with the Indianapolis was that there's blood in the water.
Yeah,
and so
feedy frenzy. Yeah,
feedy frenzy, and got them in the idea that there's food to be had there.
Yeah.
As opposed to just like a normal person just floating in the water. Yeah.
You know what? We didn't have to mention this whole time, and I want to give respect to History Channel for not fucking mentioning it, Trey.
What?
Megalodon.
Oh, they did not. You're right that they did not mention Megalodon.
I can't believe it. That's a lot of restraint for them, a lot of maturity. It's a sign of growth. They didn't mention Megalodon, and like respect.
Have they already done it? Like I'm very impressed that they didn't mention it even once. Like, that is crazy.
Was not quite pop culture yet when this show was airing. Like
Megalodon does have its own episode though, Miles. Mega Jaws did have its episode.
Yeah, but like it wasn't like Megalodon's like a pseudo cryptid now, you know. But like he wasn't quite there yet. He grew in popularity.
Because you're right that we didn't get that crappy that fake documentary where they fake Megalodon evidence. You didn't have Chased by Sea Monsters, which really cemented Megalodon, and then you haven't had then you get like the Meg, which the Meg like really cements it as like this thing in pop. Like everybody, like when you say Megalodon now, people like know what you're talking about. You're right. Like at that time, people would like not know what you're talking about if you said Megalodon, right? People were like, "What the heck are you talking about?"
Oh, wow. So, okay. What would you rate this episode, Trey?
I'm definitely mixed with it because like it gives a lot of bad it promotes tons of bad myths about sharks, tons of bad language. Because we didn't even talk about the part where they were comparing sharks to serial killers, right? The geographical
shit! Why did I totally forgot that. That was such bullshit. Oh my god, Trey! How could? Okay, there's this guy. And he's like, "Yo, serial killers. You know, they'll track you down an alley, and they're fucked up, man. They'll get you, bro." And like, I used like this map and this data I have on my like i3 laptop, and like I figured out how to track like serial killer hot maps, and like if you overlay the same technology with like a white shark, it's the same, bro. Because like he doesn't talk like a
serial killer. It's like Jack the Ripper. Like they literally mentioned like Jack the Ripper.
Just shut the fuck up about Jack the Ripper. He killed 4 people. He's a fucking amateur. Like
he was an amateur that like almost got like I watched a documentary about Jack the Ripper, and it's crazy to me that like they almost caught Jack the Ripper. Like they literally saw his back and were chasing after him. Yeah.
fuck Jack the Ripper. I'm tired of
Jack
hearing
the
about
Ripper.
it. Everyone's watched a documentary about Jack the Ripper. They won't stop talking about this guy. He killed 4 people. Big fucking deal. President of the United States kills 4 people every second of his life. Anyway, cut that. Fuck.
But yes, that was stupid. I agree. That was dumb.
Oh, I can't believe I forgot that. That part was so stupid.
There was a lot of bad shark myths, like just shark like shark promoting myths, Jaws. Like this is it could have like that's the thing, and that's why I don't like Shark Week a lot, because Shark Week does the same thing, where it stops making them animals and tries to make them monsters and scary. And again, like I just know that this has a negative effect on conservation and just how people treat them. Like it just sucks. It sucks. And just like people promoting these kind of like baseless myths about white sharks being like, because they also like have the white sharks like biting the heads off of seals, and they're like they kill for fun.
This is also a special too. This is an hour and a half.
It was. It's a long episode. So it's like they really, yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 6. I want to give it higher because they actually do some real stuff, which I appreciate. But the runtime's way too long. This is a full movie. This is 90 minutes.
Yeah,
and
didn't need to be.
60 of that minutes is literally just stupid lying bullshit.
Right.
And I forgot about the Jack the Ripper thing. Which, oh my god, when I heard that, I paused it. I was like, "You dumb pieces."
You dumb.
Okay, I'm gonna give them 6.5. The half of the stars coming back in the last second because they didn't mention Megalodon. So 6.5.
The South African guy getting the camera on there's pulling a lot of the weight with this episode.
Yeah,
that was
a lot
actually
of the weight.
Very impressive. That was actually pretty impressive. And just ballsy. Like it was just crazy seeing a guy do that. So I'm gonna be like 4 or 5. Let's just say 5.
Okay. Yeah, it is ranked 54 on the episode chart, which I have just realized now, Trey, unfortunately, is growing because they're adding season 5, which is the new stuff.
They're adding the crappy season
onto our list, so it's kind of messing up our thing. Yeah, so it's ranked just below Tigers in the Suburbs and just below Birdzilla at a 6.3. So it's 54 out of, I guess, now 76 total episodes because they're counting the new shit. Which is interesting because I'm looking at this, Trey. So obviously, the first episode, right, is Giant Squid Found. But some of the new episodes are really high on this list.
Really?
For example, MonsterQuest episode Hunted, which is, I don't know, it's a new one, is ranked 4th on our list.
That must be really good. Hunted's the one where the guy's getting chased by the werewolf thing.
Well, it says 42 minutes. I think we maybe just watched one segment of it. I don't know.
Well, they're really going to impress us in that other segment. Like that's what's going to happen.
I don't know. I'm iffy about these, but yeah, not the best. I am thankful to our people for keeping Killer Jellyfish at the bottom.
Just like fuck Killer Jellyfish.
Yeah, fuck that episode. If you haven't yet, please go rate MonsterQuest episode 75 Killer Jellyfish as low as possible. That episode fucking sucks. Also not a fan of Gators in the Sewer because I have to hear a man talk about a conspiracy about gators in the sewer, and I can't handle it.
The New York sanitation's part of the conspiracy. They're hiding gator attacks. Why? I don't know. Like, right? So yeah. So interesting. Next episode, Miles, of MonsterQuest is Hillbilly Beast.
Hillbilly Beast.
Hillbilly Beast. So
yeah, well, it's probably a good one.
I can't wait to hear about your space exploration story, Miles. That's gonna be really exciting.
I have a good one, some interesting history, and some shit I was coming in hot from, some bullshit I was seeing on Twitter. But yeah, next time we'll have that. I'll talk about the USSR and space, and we'll have my friend Holly, was going to join us today, but is currently working on the Artemis mission. So she was too cool for us today, but she will join us as soon as we can get there.
She's too cool for us. God damn it! She has to save. She has to assist in the people getting back to Earth. Like, come on, yeah. Get real.
Thanks to all the new people that have followed the podcast on YouTube.
Mhm.
The YouTube channel grew quite a bit, so that's good. I'm trying to get some more videos up there. A bunch of them got taken down, which definitely kills my enthusiasm for making them. But I
Mm.
will keep trying to do that. Yeah, you know, goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.